today we are going to talk about how we got pregnant.
Don't you guys know just how that happens?
We're also going to talk about how we went about picking a donor.
The reason we want to share all this is as we were looking through stuff, there wasn't really a lot of information. Like there's, okay, you can go to these sites, you can pick a donor. But they don't tell you really how the whole process works. And even when you go to, what are the clinics called?
Fertility clinics?
Yes. Fertility clinics where they like do the IUI, stuff like that. It's, you don't know what you're getting into until you're already into it. So we wanted to put some more information out there on kind of what worked for us and what didn't work for us.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that we didn't realize was how specific the timing is for at-home insemination. So using frozen sperm, you only have 24 hours until that sperm is completely dead once it's thawed. So from the time it is thawed out to the time it's put into your body and it does whatever it needs to do in there, 24 hours and they're all dead.
When you compare that to
regular sex,
yeah, sperm lasts for
up to like a week.
5 to 7 days, I think. Like huge difference between those two.
Mm-hmm. So the timing for IUI, or not IUI, the timing for at-home insemination is just so specific. So the first time we tried, I was kind of getting a sense for how specific the timing needed to be, but I stressed myself out about it so much. Like, I think I took probably 20 home ovulation kits in a span of like 5 days or something like that. My periods are typically, or they were, not anymore, they were typically pretty regular. And then the month that we went to do the at-home insemination, it was like, there were no rules. It wasn't anything typical. It was about it. It was because I stressed myself out because I was learning how specific that timing needed to be. So it was a hard month. Yeah. I don't normally get stressed out like that, but that was really hard for me.
So like go into a little more detail about that too is we had never done actual ovulation tests before the month that we were trying to get pregnant. Big mistake. Do not do that. Not a recommendation. Do them ahead of time so you get used to the idea of what that ovulation test is going to look like for you. We did one that has, what is it, like a smiley face,
a circle, and then a smiley face, and then a flashing smiley face.
And the flashing smiley face is supposed to be like the ideal time. Mm-hmm. But not everybody gets that.
And that doesn't mean that you can get pregnant.
Right, 100% does not mean that you can get pregnant. It's just that the LH levels don't get high enough for the test to have the flashing smiley face.
Yeah, and so none of mine ever got to the flashing smiley face.
But we had like 7 days of
just 7 days of just the smiley face. You're supposed to have like, what, 2 or 3?
Yeah.
And I just, because I stressed myself out so much, it just, it wasn't doing what it normally does. Like, my body was just like, nope. Anyways.
So in that time where she started getting smiley face, finally we were like, well, we've got to do it. Like, maybe we don't ever get this thing like this.
We ordered all of the sperm. We have to do something with it.
Right. In order for 1 insemination, we ordered enough for basically 6 inseminations.
Well, 3. Because they say 2 vials.
2 vials for, yeah.
We ordered a lot.
We ordered a lot.
Thinking that it would just work.
Yeah, thinking that, oh, we have more, it'll work. Got it. Yeah. Well, poor decision on our part.
Don't do that.
But yeah, feel free to try it at home. Just we're giving you the tips of what didn't work for us. Anyways, what we are going to share next is our journey of the actual IUI process and what that looked like, because that's again something we didn't actually know what we were getting into until we were in the middle of it. So here you guys go.
And it's the actual day of our insemination. We're on our way up to Toledo to do the insemination. We're having the help of a doctor this time. I'm a little weirded out because our friend is doing the insemination, and so it's just a little awkward for me, but it'll be worth it in the end.
It's really different. So when we did it on our own, basically you can't get it in the body as far, and now with having a doctor do it, and we'll kind of show you what goes on, because we've had a lot of people ask. You basically are putting a syringe on a catheter and then putting it further in. I think it's going, into your uterus?
Yeah.
Is that, they're placing it in your uterus? So, I mean, when we did it, a lot of the sperm will just die in the vagina. and so it doesn't actually make it anywhere, but this hopefully gets it to where it needs to go. But yeah, I'm still nervous too. I mean, it's definitely a different process. It's much more complicated than I ever anticipated, and it's all about timing. We are on the way to the doctor for insemination. Super excited. If you can't see it, I'm cheesing the whole bunch. I'm so excited. Hoping it works this time. As we said, we're having our friend do it, she's also an OB. Just trying to calm my nerves. I don't know why I'm the one that's nervous. It's not really nervousness, it's excitedness. But, are you excited?
I am feeling a little awkward.
Because she's gonna have to look at your vagina.
But I think it's going to be great.
So this is what it looks like when it comes in. Alright, so we've had a lot of people ask us about this process and what it looks like. So here's the nitrogen tank it comes in. You take the top off. And then you're just going to pull this thing up, and these little straws that are in there are what is filled with sperm. And then so we'll just set them out for about 10 to 15 minutes, and then they thaw enough to be inseminated. Ooh.
We know we have at least one good one.
Now we just lay, she has her hips up on a pillow, getting the hips lifted a little bit, and just laying for at least 30 minutes. Get those hips up. I should probably go grab some more pillows.
That was the actual day that we did the insemination, and we obviously got lucky and it worked the first time we did IUI, because here we are 14 weeks later. So now we wanted to talk about how we picked a donor. We always knew that I would be the one to carry our babies. That's just not something that Brittany's ever wanted to do. She has no desire to ever be pregnant. And I have always had that desire to be pregnant and to know what it feels like and all that kind of stuff. That was kind of an easy choice on our end.
I got lucky with that one because, yeah, I have absolutely no desire. I think it's a beautiful process, but not for me.
And it doesn't bother her that, like, the child
Whether it's
won't biologically be
yeah.
related. That's
Still gonna be my kid.
Not
like,
a thing.
100%.
When we went picking a donor, we talked about a lot of things. Obviously, like, you want to make sure there are no genetic abnormalities in whoever you're choosing. And in a lot of the websites, they literally just list, like, yes or no to these different diseases and chromosomal abnormalities and all those kinds of things. So we wanted to pick a donor that didn't have any history of any diseases or anything. That's a simple choice.
Which, actually, when you go to most donor websites, to be a donor, you're actually screened for a lot of different things. Mm-hmm. And if you have any of them, you can't donate. Depends site by site, right? So you can know things like the parents' genetics. Are they still alive? If they passed away, why did they pass away? Mm-hmm. If they are still alive, do they have any diseases? So again, on that same, like, health spectrum, I guess. Mm-hmm. You get to know parents, grandparents, siblings. In terms of specifics to donors. Again, all this stuff's a little different depending on what website you go to.
A lot of them out there, too.
Yeah.
It did tell us, like, their age at the time they donated and,
yeah,
like, what they did, like, if they were working or if they were in school or, you know, that kind of general thing. What they enjoy doing, what they're good at.
Right. They do, like, it's like they fill out, like, this interview questionnaire,
yeah.
kind of. Like, she's saying, you know, like, what they like, what they do, or yeah, what they do, like, do they have a job? Do they eat healthy? Do they, what their interests are?
Yeah.
Are they active? Stuff like that.
And some websites you can see pictures, some websites you cannot. Some you can see baby pictures but not adult pictures. Some you can see adult pictures but not baby pictures. So it's just kind of what you prefer. We got to know like their nationality, their hair color, eye color, that kind of stuff. We ended up choosing one that had some of Brittany's characteristics because the baby's going to be biologically mine, so it's already going to have some of my characteristics. So we chose one that had darker hair and darker eyes, so that had, you know, a little bit of a chance of looking like Brittany. Not that that really matters a whole lot.
No, not at all. We wanted somebody that looked like me, kind of would resemble my features, like you said, brown hair, brown eyes, more of like an olive skin tone.
And you can choose if you want it to be completely anonymous forever, or if you want to be able to find that person once the child turns 18. So like,
We can't find it.
ever.
Yeah,
But if the child wants to, when they turn 18, they will have that.
they have the
ability.
opportunity to find him, yeah.
So we thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, we opted for that option just because, I mean, we actually know a lot of people that have either been adopted or
Are
have
adopted. Or have just had like
or
different
different even
family
like
makeup.
yeah, that's the best way to say it. And some that have had no desire and some that have. So again, we wanted to leave that option open.
That's the long and short to it. There's not a whole lot involved because it is, you know, mostly anonymous. We picked out the things that were important to us, and I'm sure if, you know, that's something that you're looking into, you will too.
Never really talked to anybody about the process, and we had tried, but like not specifics of like how they picked a donor or how they went to the doctor or any of that stuff. And when we were trying to look for it, there wasn't anything. I hope you guys are happy that we shared this with you. We've had quite a few people ask us about it,
Including like our friends and family, because it's different.
All of
it's
our friends
not
and family.
typical, you know. So
Yeah.
we thought it was an important video to make. Just because it's different doesn't mean it's weird or not okay.
Yeah, just so people can see how it works. You know, we had a lot of questions like, so you have sperm sitting at your house right now? Yeah.
Yep, sure do.
Yeah, we have a nitrogen tank filled with sperm sitting at our house.
Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. We so appreciate all of your support and your open-mindedness and your love and support that you give us every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already.
Give this video a thumbs up, please.